Hello, welcome to the Holy Wackos podcast. I'm Zachary, and this is.
I'm Mariah.
And today we're going to be talking about spiritual warfare.
Yes.
How are you doing, Mariah?
I'm doing alright. How have you been?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
Just alright.
Use that term lightly.
Very lightly.
Yeah.
So, Mariah was the one that wanted to talk about spiritual warfare this week.
I did, yeah. And my experiences with it.
So, what experiences did you have with spiritual warfare?
So, I kind of want to give a brief, definition of what spiritual warfare means to me. That way the viewers and listeners can kind of understand what my definition of it is. So, I guess my definition would be, when you draw closer to God, I personally believe that the enemy tries to come against you even harder to try to get your soul, right? If that makes any sense to anybody. That's just, again, my definition of it. So for me, my experience with spiritual warfare, it's called warfare for a reason, right? So it hasn't been easy. It's really been awful. When I first started on my journey with God, or my most recent path going down with God, I went through, and I'm still going through hiccups, I guess I'll call them, where, I'll be having a really good day, just out here serving God, doing his work for him, trying to be more Christ-like, and then I have really bad days where it seems like nothing can go right. And when it doesn't go right, I kind of feel like everything's against me. And on days like that, I really find it hard to sit there and praise God, because I have sometimes a very bad why me attitude, and I know that's a lot of a victim mentality that I need to recover from, because it's not about me a lot of the time. It's not. And I have to sit there in myself and be like, and I have to constantly ask myself, is this really about me? Is it? Is this just something I have to go through in order to get closer to God on my journey? And I feel like when I sit there and ask myself that, it does get me out of my own head a bit. It makes me think that, this might be what I need to do to fulfill my purpose here on earth and with the purpose that God has for me. So that way I can earn my rightful spot in heaven, through God, of course. So I feel like having that mindset really has helped. But it doesn't make it any easier. And on the days it's dark and gloomy, and it's like a severe thunderstorm, and there's tornado sirens, and I don't like it. I mean, for lack of better terms and phrases, I hate it. I really do. Nothing makes me want to kick a bucket more than when I have a bad day. But I find it hard to sit there and ask God to take my worries and my burdens.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So it's not easy.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I've been having a hard time with what could be spiritual warfare for, honestly, this whole year. And it's been a tough time just throughout my life. And I'm not really sure exactly what to do when I've just been struggling. But I have no doubt in my mind that God is with me, even though it's really, really hard right now. And some days I just want it to just lay down and hear rain beside my window or something. Which is weird, but you know what? Whatever.
Listen, if it helps you cope, it helps you cope. It doesn't have to make sense to other people. I'll tell you the same thing.
As long as it's bad coping.
Exactly, and that's what I tell all my friends. I was like, as long as it's not harming you, others,
or your relationship with God.
Yes, then do you. But the moment it starts getting in the way of your relationships, especially your spiritual relationships, interfering with anything like that, you got to take it to him. And it's so hard for me to do that, because I don't I've felt like a burden a lot of my life because of how I grew up with the parents I grew up with. And now that I'm an adult, realizing that I do have physical people who are spiritual that do care about me is hard to accept.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to remember that these people aren't going to judge me and they're not going to throw me away like so many people have done in the past. Trying to have that trust, really difficult. But I find that trusting God has been one of the easiest yet most difficult things to do in my whole time on this planet. Because I love him and I want to trust him. Because I know he knows what's best for me.
Yeah.
But in those dark moments, man, I just want to square up with somebody. not really
hard.
But yeah. We don't like dark times here.
No.
Good vibes only.
Stop.
The vibes were off, man. I was having to readjust my senses. Feel it in my spidey senses. The Lord's trying to tell me something.
The spiritual senses.
I can feel it in my spirit. That's COVID.
I hope not.
That's God.
No.
So yeah, spiritual warfare sucks. But you gotta get through it to get through it. You gotta go over it to get through it.
What helped you get through spiritual warfare?
Praying. Kind of releasing all the anxiety and having a moment where I actually had something happen to me this past week.
No.
Saturday evening. So getting home late from work, as one does when you're a manager. You guys can all sympathize or empathize with me if you have ever been in a role of management. It's a dark day, almost 24/7. So, yeah. Getting home late from work Saturday evening, I turned on K-Love, the radio station. I don't listen to K-Love a lot. It's just, I have my worship music that I like, and when I find songs that I like, I play them over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Until they make me sick.
I get that.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to K-Love. So, I'm about home. I turn on the radio station. I was like, okay, cool. Well, a song by Brandon Lake, I forget the name of the song, comes on. I forget the name. That's not the name of the song, but I just can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Well, the radio announcer, after I pull in my driveway, I finished listening to the song. The radio announcer comes on, and she's like, hey, I just wanted to give everybody a reminder. And I just got done praying about my situation that I went through Sunday.
Yes.
With a guy at church. And the radio announcer comes on and she's like, I just want to remind everybody or give everybody a reminder that being brave is hard. But God has you. And I started sobbing again. And I kind of just, I do this thing a lot where I physically throw up my hands and I'm like, okay, God, I was like, you're real funny. You a funny man. So in the midst of sobbing, I was like, okay, God, I'm taking this as your final confirmation that you're giving me your blessing to do what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I did it. And it turned out okay. It could have been worse. Could have been better. I got what I needed to hear. So that's all that really matters.
I'm proud of you for being brave.
Yeah. I was scared to take that risk, but I'm so glad that I did. I didn't get the direct answer I was hoping for, which is okay, because in due timing, in God's timing, I believe that it will happen. Maybe not for him and I, but it will happen eventually with me and whoever.
Yeah.
So I will continue praying for that person.
I hear you.
Yeah. Fear sucks.
Yeah, I get you with that.
Roy on Sunday actually talked about,
Pastor Roy?
Yes. He talked about counterfeits.
About what?
Counterfeits.
Counterfeits.
Yeah.
Like Wish.com?
Yes. We have to bleep that. Temu! Can we get sponsored by Temu?
No, I will decline.
I won't. They already accepted my credit card information.
Oh no.
There I go again with the victim mentality. No, no. I want to get sponsored by Temu. use promo code Mariah for 30% off. Not really. Don't try that. If it works, though, let me know, please, in the comments, because I'm curious. But don't buy anything from them, please. I'm begging you. They're awful.
Did you buy something from...
I have bought things from them. It is awful.
Like bad quality?
Yeah. Well, not everything, but a lot of it. Amanda buys some of her dresses from there. But Roy was talking about counterfeits at church. And he was talking about, you know, those who make accusations are very much like the devil. That's not verbatim what he said, but I cannot remember, so forgive me if you're watching this, Pastor Roy. I love you so much, and I'm sorry. But I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I really need to stop. And I've known this for a couple years now, and I've gotten better about it. I need to ask instead of assume. Because making assumptions makes a butt out of you and me both, and I've heard that since I've met Josh, my old boss. I forget you don't know who Josh is.
Yeah, I do.
Josh is now my supervisor. He was my old GM, and I love Josh. He's my work dad.
Work dad?
He's my work dad. I have a work mom and a work dad. Tabitha is my work mom. Josh is my work dad. I love them so much. And I love their kids, dude. Their kids are just so wacky and weird.
Are they holy wackos?
I wish.
Oh.
I wish. Josh has a huge tattoo of Jesus on his back, though, and it takes up, like, his entire back. I've never seen it. I don't want to see that man's back. I'm good. That's my dad you're talking about.
The work dad.
The work dad. I don't even want to see my real dad's back. Like, let alone Josh's back. Ugh. So, I just got so grossed out. But, yeah. So he once, you know, went to church and everything like that. It was really forced on him, though, when he was younger. So a lot of people, when they're forced to go to church and it's forced on them, they take a step back. I get it. You get burnt out. Whatever. The seed is implanted, though. So me and Kiana are hoping and praying that we see him at Revival next year.
That'd be cool.
I would love for his whole family to go. Kiana and I call their kids the Bean Boys because they both hate beans. So they're Bean Boys. Yeah.
Wow.
They're beans. They're little beans. They like green beans. But I was like, that's not really a bean, dog. But okay.
Well then.
Yeah. This is another podcast that's just...
Well, it's like, now I'm trying to think of other things on spiritual warfare, and I don't really have a lot of things to say, unfortunately, because I'm going through a lot of different situations right now, and it's really hard to talk about the tough times when you don't even see the light.
Oh, yeah. Because you're still going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's honestly been really hard for me for the past week, just because I've been just, like, really questioning purpose on life and just existing in general. And I'm not going to get too deep in that because it's pretty dark and stuff like that. But it's, like, really hard sometimes to pick up the Bible and pray to God. And that's a part of spiritual warfare. And that's really,
a huge part.
That's really what I've been going through. And it's just, like, my head's hurting. Like, it's hurting to do anything or even to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Gotta go through it to get over it. You know, I hate the analogy of, you know, it's like a mountain, but the hardest part is the climb.
Yeah.
And I hate climbing. I don't like climbing.
I don't mind climbing. I think it's kind of cool.
I'm a woman. I
Wow.
No, let me finish my statement. I'm a woman, okay? The man is supposed to be the provider. You bring me the food, I will cook you sustenance. I will bear children for you. But climbing? Don't say anything in the Bible that I know of about a woman having to climb. Show me in the Bible where it says that a woman has to climb, and I will gladly do so. If God puts it on my heart that I have to start rappelling and going rock climbing, so be it. Sign me up. I'll be there. 8 a.m.
Golly.
Yeah.
I remember last year I was going rock climbing with two of my best friends. Not rock climbing, it was hiking. And I ended up, we were like at a waterfall over at hiking place.
I love that place.
I know, right?
It's the best place.
And I ended up just like looking at the waterfall, then looking to the left, and I'm like, I want to climb that. And then I just like instantly climb up to the waterfall. And I'm just like looking down, and then my friend just looks up, and I'm like, hey!
Perchance was this at Rutledge?
No, Machine.
Really? Okay, that's Why would you... Was that Adam Falls that you crawled up?
No, it was Machine Falls. To the left of the waterfall, there's like, it slowly goes up with like little platforms, basically.
Dude, wait, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. You climbed that?
Yeah, it's really easy.
You are brave. Talk about being brave.
I've gotten up there one time, like...
It's slippery.
Not that slippery. If you could have, like, good bearing.
Good bearing? My guy, I can barely stand most days.
I mean, I went up there one time, I think, like, with a backpack and a snack, and I just went up there and I just, like, sat up there. Just, like, right beside the waterfall. But...
This guy's talented.
People don't really... my dad doesn't really want me to go hiking alone, so I haven't really been since.
My mom hates when I go hiking alone, too. Personally, it's the most close I feel to God.
Yeah.
Because it's just literally me and God. I went hiking alone, though. I don't think... Did I tell you I went to... I think I did. Did I show you the picture of the little snake?
I don't think you... I think you might have.
Okay, when I went to Greeter Falls...
I don't know.
So I had an asthma attack, or like a partial asthma attack.
Oh no.
Yeah, and so me being the dummy that I am, I was like, where's my inhaler? Did I even pack my inhaler? And then I looked at my bag and I was like, yeah. So I took a couple puffs off my inhaler and I just slowed down for a second. And I started doing deep breathing exercises. And the whole time that's going through my head is, man, my mom hears about this, she's going to be upset. For those of you who don't know, for context, my mom lives with me and I take care of her. She's terminally ill, so I'm her caretaker. I don't live with my mom, she lives with me. Just wanted to clarify that. I pay the bills. She lives there rent free. You're welcome. I love you because I know you watch this.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she watches.
Hello, Mariah's mom.
This is my friend. Don't use that term lightly. He's my podcast buddy.
Oh, I'm so happy I have that title.
Oh, yeah, you have a higher title than a lot of my other friends.
Oh, nice.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. But, yeah, I love hiking by myself, though, really. I got my first set of, my first pair of hiking boots in the mail.
I got some from Christmas. I've not used them yet, though.
I need to break them in because they hurt.
Mine, I don't think I have to break mine in because they don't hurt that much. I wore them one day and I'm like, okay.
Aren't you a lucky duck?
Well, whatever. Quack.
Quack.
I'm a penguin. Don't you forget it. I don't have my penguin onesie on today.
I was going to ask you, where's the penguin?
Well...
Is he on vacation?
It was in the washer and the washing machine didn't, like... It left everything really soaked. Oh. So I'm like, okay, drain and spin. And then it didn't work and I'm like, ah, crap. I have to go through that whole entire process, and I didn't have the time. So I'm wearing a blue shirt instead.
You know what? I love the substitution. Now the blue looks good on you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Got it from a garage sale.
Dude, okay, but the garage sales are so good, though.
Yeah, there's so much, like, good clothing back in the day.
Dude, so I'm such a nerd for tools. I don't know if you know this about me, but you know I love cars.
Oh, I know you love cars, because the first time you were here, you ended up looking at my dad and I's, like, 1940 Ford, and you were geeking.
I love cars, dude. So I love tools, right? And I'm a tool nerd, too. So I learned that, I knew this, gosh, since I was, like, 12 years old, because my dad actually, you know, taught me stuff. I was going to say my dad actually raised me right, but anyways. So, I know, shocking. I have a dad and this many problems, I know. So, I just don't talk to him anymore. Anyways, so Craftsman, they have a lifetime warranty on their tools, and so does Husky. So, whenever I go to garage sales, and they're like, oh yeah, this, like, this Craftsman drill's all messed up. I'm like, really? That's a shame. So I take it, and then I'm going to go, and, you know, I used to go, this is how old I am. I'm going to date myself really quick. I used to go to Sears, when Sears was still around, and be like, yeah, my drill stopped working. I don't know what happened to it. And they'd be like, just replace it. And I'm like, can you guys do that for me? They're like, it's lifetime warranty. Yeah. And I'm like, booyah. So...
No.
I have never done it. No, I've never done it. But I know that they do that. So when I go to yard sales or garage sales and I see Craftsman or Husky tools, I'll pick them up for real cheap. And if they're broken, you just get them replaced.
Dang.
Yeah. That's a hack for you. I bet you guys didn't expect a hack from the Holy Wackos. You're welcome.
Holy Wackos hack.
There's a reason why you're watching this video. God knew that you needed new Husky tools.
Or Craftsman.
Or Lowe's. I forget that Lowe's sells Craftsman now. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not familiar with Lowe's. I used to work at Home Depot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fun fact about you.
No, it's not fun.
Fact about you.
I had to stop working there because there was a customer with a harassment issue that they never filed a claim to.
Dang.
Yeah, so if anybody from Home Depot is watching this, thank you for looking out for your employees.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Spiritual warfare.
Spiritual warfare. I don't even know what else to add on this topic, honestly.
I don't know. Listen, we have a lot of topics. We have a lot of great ideas. However, they don't get transpired properly. I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't know.
They don't come through properly because I have ADHD brain and my mind is running a mile a minute.
I also have ADHD brain and I haven't been medicated for years.
I never have been.
Oh.
I am unmedicated.
Well, I'm starting to think with a lot of issues I've been going through in the past year that medication might actually not only help me in different ways but help me with my walk with God. Because little conversational side note about that for anyone who might be having a hard time with medication. Well, think about it as in if you're taking it and it's affecting your walk with God, then maybe you need to talk to your doctor again. But also, I thought about it, and I struggle a lot with focusing, and a lot with just different issues and problems, that medication can help with those symptoms to where I can focus more on God, and then actually get more stuff done for God. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually thinking about going to get some help for that. So, actually not thinking, I'm going to. So that's gonna be nice. Expensive because America, but it's gonna be nice.
Don't get me started. I have a lot of nice things to say about where we live, but most of them are negative. I cannot express them on the platforms that we're on, however, because I do not wish to be canceled. Also, I like living here.
That's fair, me too. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
There's always pros and cons.
I need everybody to let me know. Am I being loud enough this episode? I'm trying to be louder.
Are you?
Am I being loud enough for you guys? Can everybody please let me know in the comments? Am I being loud enough today? I know that y'all have a hard time hearing me sometimes.
We really, need to get...
I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay.
We need to...
Thank you. Tune in next week for ASMR Bible study.
No. Speaking of Bible study, why don't you read the Bible?
And Paul said, your mama.
What?
Thou mother.
Thou mother. What? You know what? I don't know what joke that is, but...
It's not. Who was texting me? It's my mother.
Your mother.
It's my mother.
Your mother.
It's my mother.
Earlier, you were saying, though, about healthcare. We should just all go to Poland.
Yeah, so Poland, right? I got a whole conspiracy theory about Poland. So, I was driving one day, right? It's not a conspiracy theory, so don't click off this video. I'm just joking. I was driving one day to church, and I looked over, and you know how, the pollen will sit on the fields, right? Until somebody comes and, gets rid of it? Well, I was looking over one day, and I was on the way to church with Ashton, and I looked over, and instead of saying pollen, I said Poland. And I was like, is that Poland? And ever since then, he made a meme of me. And it just my face cut out, saying, is that Poland? Yeah, it's real haha. It's real
It's real he.
Yeah. Sunday after this, for church, is Father's Day breakfast.
Oh.
This upcoming Sunday is Sunday supper.
Oh.
I just wanted to give you some news. We're going to be eating dinner, or lunch, dinner,
okay.
after service. Service is going to be really awkward Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, sometimes.
What you gonna read from
I have no idea.
Bible?
I don't even know.
You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows.
I don't even know, man. I don't even work here.
I will say one thing. My Bible, for all of you audio listeners, and probably can't even see it on video.
You're welcome.
But I have a giant Bible with a page for every page, and it has Bible tabs on there for each book. So
I don't know if you guys
I
can see
bet
it.
I bet it's a lot easier to flip through it.
This book in itself is great. I love the ones with tabs, honestly.
It took me an hour to put the tabs in.
I love them. And you did a fantastic job.
Thank you. They are a little uneven towards the end, but what you gonna do?
Cry. That's what I do best. Listen, I went to college and I majored in crying and minored in being too empathetic.
I don't even know what empathetic means. I'm not gonna lie.
You got a phone?
Yeah, I got a phone.
Look up the definition of empathy and share it with class.
Okay.
You guys are gonna learn today.
Learn what empathy is.
One is not simply empathy.
Let's see. Define empathy. Alright. Empathy is generally described as the ability to take on another's perspective, to understand, feel, and possibly share and respond to their experience.
Well, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
My head can't process anything today.
Well,
My head hurts. It's been hurting this whole episode.
okay, I'm gonna read.
I took
from
ibuprofen.
Isaiah.
It's not working.
Ibuprofen's not profane enough. Oh, that's awful.
So you're gonna read from Isaiah.
I'm gonna read from Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 2. Hear, O wicked heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. Children have I reared and brought up, and they have rebelled against me. Yep.
All right then.
Well then.
Well then.
Would you like to read?
I would like to read.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. My birthday is actually a month and 18 days away.
Ago.
Ago.
Happy birthday. Honk.
Wonk.
Is it Jeremiah?
And Jeremiah, I don't even know why this is marked here.
It's probably for a reason.
Maybe.
Let's find out. Womp, 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 womp,
womp. I'll just read from Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Thus says the Lord, stand by the roads and look, and ask for the ancient path, where the good way is, and walk in it, and find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk in it. I set watchmen over you, saying, pay attention to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not pay attention. Therefore hear, O nations, and know, O congregation, what will happen to them. Hear, O earth, behold, I am bringing disaster upon this people, the fruit of their devices, because they have not paid attention to my words. And as for my law, they have rejected it. What use to me is frankincense that comes from Sheba, or sweet cane from a distant land? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifices pleasing to me. Therefore, thus says the Lord, behold, I will lay before this people stumbling blocks against which they shall stumble. Fathers and sons together, neighbors and friends shall perish. Wow.
Well, that's dark, isn't it?
All right.
Wow.
Spiritual warfare.
Yeah. Spiritual warfare.
That was all of it. I guess that verse was really talking about just how, the people were just rejecting God's word and what God was saying and commanding.
Yeah.
And just like relying on their own understanding and their own will. Yeah. But at the end, not only are they destroying themselves, but they're also rejecting God and destroying their relationship.
Yep. I don't know where I heard it from. It was years and years ago, and I've had it repeated back to me since I was little. But man will be the undoing of himself.
Man will be the undoing of himself.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, when you lack faith. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that is it for today.
We're wrapping.
Well, thank you all for listening and watching. Make sure to download, subscribe, or like, or whatever you're able to do on your platform you're watching or listening on.
Share us with your friends. That helps a lot, too.
Oh, yes.
You and your friends get together once a week, have a watch party, enjoy some popcorn. And if you do, let me know what your favorite type of popcorn is.
Ooh, popcorn.
Yeah.
Well, as always, God bless, stay holy, and stay wacky. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys.